Check out those colors. Just a great cover. So these days, when I'm out buying records, I'm collecting mainly early records. We're talking about 10-inch records, as you've seen in previous videos. From 1948 on, 10-inch records were the first 33 RPM vinyl records for popular music, and that lasted until about 1954 or so, when record companies realized that customers were preferring 12-inch records, more bang for your buck, more music. So by 1955, 12-inch became the dominant popular format for vinyl records. So when I'm out digging through crates and in basements, not only am I looking for 10-inch records from the early 1950s, I'm looking for early examples of 12-inch records. Hi, how's it going? Edie is going to join us for this video. So this is the Three Bells, Les Compagnons de la Chanson. This record, you can tell it's an early Columbia release. On the front cover, the serial number CL596, that's a very low serial number. They have the LP in the corner, also the old logo with the musical note and the microphone there in the corner. That's a sure sign of a very early record. This one as well on the back, see it has LP, the CL596 up top there. This is a standard back cover for records released in the mid-1950s, and sure enough, this one was released in 1954. This is something else that you see in a lot of early records, advice on how to care for your records and the technical details, including a comparative life of needle styluses. Also some advice, permanent needles may cause permanent damage. No needles are really permanent. Some last much longer than others, but all should be changed from time to time to safeguard your record collection. Cover is a little beat up, but the vinyl is in great shape. It's the early Columbia label, and there's the deep groove as well. And also something interesting about these early records, there's no side 1 or side 2 on the label. It has the songs listed as comparative to the cover, but it doesn't identify which side is 1 or 2 or A or B. Another early Columbia record I dug up, Frank Sinatra, The Voice. Like the Three Bells, there's the low serial number, CL743, but the microphone and the musical notes logo is not on the front cover anymore. The LP is in the corner, but it's a little smaller, and Columbia is still up in the top there too. A great picture of a young Frank, old blue eyes there. Then the back cover, very similar to the Three Bells, the LP and the serial number in the corners, the song titles, information about Frank, plus some other Columbia releases available at that time. Now you can also tell it's from 1955 or previous because it again has the old Columbia label. Columbia Records switched their label sometime in 1955, and the records started to be issued with the 6i label, which looks like this. And again, it has a deep groove, and also no side 1 or side 2. And this one has the songs numbered. It says band 1, band 2, band 3. Something very cool about this, you can see on the spine, there is some information, the title, and everything is written on there. Once 12-inch records started to show up, they had a little more room, and they could put some details and stuff on there too. Now, on the back of this Frank record, you'll see there is some other Columbia titles available from some great singing artists. You got Mahalia Jackson there, Sarah Vaughan, and Doris Day, Daydreams, right there. And wouldn't you look at that? Doris Day, Daydreams, right there. from 1955. This one is in phenomenal shape compared to the Frank Sinatra, and you know, for a record from 1955, just well taken care of, the Doris Day. Just a great cover too, with all the color there, the blue of the background and the blue eyes, and the daydreams, the clear font to sort of give it like a dreamy sort of look. There's the LP, Columbia CL624 in the corner. And again, information on the spine. Then the back cover, the standard Columbia back cover. This one not featuring advertisements for other Columbia records. And the vinyl on the inside, the same label as the Frank Sinatra. So not the 6i label yet, but still the old Columbia Records label. Then here we have the Platters, Volume 2 from 1956. This is indeed the Platters' second album, and it's on Mercury Records. Very cool, colorful cover, lots of excitement, 4 pictures of the group, you know, dancing around, singing, having some fun. Then you have the red background with the white type. These are the Platters, you can see it right there. Then the back cover, just a standard white with all the information on the back. And the vinyl, there's the deep groove around the label. Very large deep groove, I must say. Plus the early Mercury Records label. The long play and the micro groove. And a great record too. The cover's in pretty good shape. The vinyl's in really good shape. It just sounds awesome. Another from the Platters. This one from 1959, Remember When. Just a fantastic full color cover. The band and all the yellow and the blue and the red and the white. The back cover too. Picture of the band in black and white. Remember When title, sung by the Platters, all the songs. And then this again from 1959, so it still has the deep groove in the label, but the Mercury label has changed. It's evolved, a little more modern here. This one is awesome. It's Louis Armstrong and the All-Stars with New Orleans Nights. And the cover has seen better days. It's split on the bottom, so the record just falls out. You have to be careful to hold it in. But just check out those colors. Very splashy painting of Satchmo and the boys. You got the song titles down there. Panama, New Orleans Function, Strutting with Some Barbecue. And then the Decca Records logo up in the top corner there. Then the back cover, very cool. Portrait of the trumpet, plus a whole bunch of information. And this one, unlike the Columbia releases from a year or two before, does say side 1 and side 2 on the label. Just a very classic record label from Decca there. Here we have another Decca Records release, this one from 1957, Alfred Apaka and his Hawaiian Village Serenaders with South Sea Island Magic. How about that cover? If that doesn't make you want to go to Hawaii, nothing will. The tourists around the pool, you got Alfred playing the guitar, the Hawaiian lady dancing, the guitar up in the corner, and the palm trees, the Decca Records logo again in the corner. The back cover, lots of detail, floating head picture of Alfred in the corner, the palm tree, all sorts of information, song titles, and even the border. Just very cool. And again, Decca Records, no information on the spine. And another example of the early Decca Records label. Another from Decca Records, this one from 1961. It is Patsy Cline, Showcase. A rather plain yet colorful cover. It has a picture of Patsy, the same one, in 3 different little spots with different colors for each one, the blue, the yellow, and the red. Includes a couple of her biggest hits, Crazy and I Fall to Pieces. And now the Decca logo is a little arrow up in the corner of the cover. The back cover, pretty standard, just some information, some other Decca releases to check out. Now this is the original cover from 1961, and it was a couple of years after this record was released that Patsy tragically died in a plane crash. And then this record was re-released with a different cover in 1963. Now the cover unfortunately has seen better days. It's pretty split. But the record is in decent shape, sounds great. Patsy Cline from 1961, you can't go wrong. This one is very cool, right from the cover. I mean, how do you not grab that? It is Sandy Nelson, Let There Be Drums. This one from 1961 on Imperial Records, a high fidelity release. I've always loved the IR, the Imperial Records logo. Very cool stuff. Very plain on the back, just information, the text. Sandy Nelson, Let There Be Drums. As you can tell, Sandy Nelson is a drummer, a surf rock drummer. And that's what this is, a bunch of surf rock drum tunes. It also features a 10-minute drum solo on side 2 called The Birth of the Beat. Yeah. Now, it's not like a total typical drum solo with a bunch of fills and things like that, although there's lots of that, but there's also soundscapes and percussion and very trippy stuff for 1961. And the cover, just phenomenal. An abstract drum kit kind of thing, and kind of tells you what's inside as far as the music goes. Abstract surf drum music. Also, it's a matte finish, not the glossy kind of finish that you would see a lot of records have at the time, but a matte sort of grainy finish. Just an awesome painting too. And on the vinyl, Imperial Records label, and just the name of the artist, not the title of the record on the label. It doesn't say Let There Be Drums anywhere, just Sandy Nelson. I hope this is the right record.